Hello again. Welcome back to Story Time with Aunt Becky. How are you today? We got some snow yesterday, and I am excited about that. I wish we got more. Where some of my family lives, they got 4 inches. We got a very heavy dusting. I don't even know if we got 1 inch, but we have ice this morning. Well, in honor of the snow, decided to read The Snowy Day. I've been waiting for a snowy day to read this book to you. The end covers have different colored snowflakes in them. It's a good day to watch winter movies like Frozen and Frozen 2 and other winter movies I can't think of. I've got my nice warm jacket on with the belt that I got last year, and I'm staying nice and warm. Of course, we had to turn up the heat a little because it's so cold outside. It's very cold. So wherever you are, I hope you're staying warm. So we're going to read The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. We didn't quite get that, but it's still exciting to do that. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. He must live in, like, Colorado or New York State or Maine to have that much snow. So I don't think I've ever seen that much snow. At least it's been a while. Crunch, 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 his feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. So it's kind of like his feet were out like this. Walk, walk, walk. He walked with his toes pointing in like that. So he's pointing them like pigeon-toed. You see his different tracks? He's turning around to look at them. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. And he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. He made single tracks. And then he found something that made another track. Maybe a stick. I can't get the page turned. It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. You ever done that? Smacked a snow-covered tree, and then what do you think happens? Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. It hit him on the head, and he went walking along. See, there's his regular tracks. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. He's just a little boy having a snowball fight. They throw big snowballs. So he made a smiling snowman, and he made angels. There's his snowman, smiling, and he made a couple of snow angels. Do you like to make snow angels in the snow? I like to do that, but it's not very often there's very much snow. He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great big tall heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. He picked up a handful of snow, and another, and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. What do you think is going to happen to that snowball? He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and thought and thought about them. He's taking a nice hot bubble bath. He's got his rubber duck and his boat and a pink bathtub. I guess it's got claw feet on it. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. What do you think happened to his snowball? You see that little wet spot in his jacket? And he got into bed. He's got a nice big iron bedstead. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. All gone. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together into the deep, deep snow. There he is. Look how deep that snow is. And there they are. And that's the end of the snowy day. When I was real little, I remember starting to roll the bottom of a snowman, and it got so big I couldn't roll it anymore, and my mom came out and she helped me. I don't remember if we made a snowman, but I know there was one winter you'll hear sometimes adults talking about, or other people talking about, the snowstorm of 93 happened here in the South, and I'm old enough to remember that. I was probably around 9, 10, and there was a big culvert ditch across the street from my house. I lived out in the country, and the snow was full all the way up, and so the road was here, and here's the ditch, and I walked right across there in the snow. I didn't go way down. I walked all the way across there. Got stuck a little bit, and my brother and sister thought it was funny because I got stuck. I said, "Help me," but they didn't help. I jumped from the loft of our barn roof. It was like a second story because the snow was so deep. I only did it once, though. We didn't have electricity for a whole week. My mom cooked our food. We had a wood stove, so we were able to have heat, even though the blower wasn't on to blow it to the rest of the house. And wood heat is a very dry heat. She always had a big pot of water there, but she was able to make pancakes on the top of that stove. And we had soups, and we ate by lantern light. We had a kerosene lantern, and it was very quiet. Very, very quiet. You know how even in a quiet house, when you get ready to go to sleep, your refrigerator's running. If you have a freezer, your freezer's running. Your air conditioning or your heat is running. Maybe you sleep with a fan, which I do now because of my brother-in-law. He likes to make noise and stays awake all night, but he makes noise, so I sleep with a fan. So, but it's when you don't have electricity and you live out in the country and there's snow is a good insulator. If you're ever out in the snow, and you can make a little snow cave. It'll keep you warm, warmer than being outside in the air. Like up north, they have igloos, and that's like a house made out of ice, blocks of ice, and that keeps people warm. And you can just have a lot of fun in the snow. You can make snowmen. You can do what little Peter did in his snow day. He made snow angels. He made a snowman. He did different tracks in the snow. You can go sledding. We lived where there was several hills around, so we were able to go sledding, and that was a lot of fun. Sometimes we'd get snow, and it wasn't good for sledding, but a lot of times we did, and during that snowstorm we did. And we had the drying rack, like I have. You have a drying rack when your mom washes her delicates or you hang something on it. And we had one of those in front of the stove. And when we'd come in, we'd take off our hats and gloves and scarves and our thick socks and hang them there and get into warmer clothes. And we'd have fun around the house. We'd read. We didn't have a TV when I was younger. So we'd read, and we'd do some puzzles, play some games. I think pretty much everybody caught up on their reading. You couldn't listen to the radio. There was no electricity. And we didn't have TV anyway, so we couldn't have watched movies. So it was just, a very cozy time. And when I want snow, that's what I think about, the cozy times I had with my family growing up. But you can have a lot of fun out in the snow. But it is very cold this week, so I want you to stay nice and warm, just like I am in my warm jacket. I went outside a little bit. It's very slippery right now, so need you all to stay safe and warm outside if you go outside, and enjoy the snow. And maybe we'll have another snowy day this winter. I hope. All right, we'll see you again in the next video. Bye.